Now, here's more of the Brian Beatty Real Estate Show on the Big Talker, 1250 WTMA.
Welcome back, Charleston, to the Brian Beatty Real Estate Show on the Big Talker, 1250 WTMA and WTMA.com. Thanks again for joining me this morning as we talk about real estate here in the Charleston area. And this particular show is the question show. I've had a lot of folks that have submitted some questions to me over the course of the past week or two that I want to get to. And so we've already talked about the difference between a buyer's market and a seller's market and how many homes people should look at. And I'm kind of just bouncing around from subject to subject this morning. It's been fun to just answer some questions and provide you guys with some knowledge both about the process and about the market, because that's what this show is all about. Is it's designed to arm you with the information you need to be as prepared as possible and have realistic expectations about the process of buying, selling, or investing in real estate, not just here in Charleston, but frankly anywhere in the country, because you're an informed consumer. And if you'd like to work with me and my team to help you do that, my number is 843-345-1273. Again, that's 843-345-1273. Or go to my website, listingsincharleston.com. That's listingsincharleston.com. You can learn more about myself and my team and see all of our listings and search the MLS, find out how much your home is worth. A lot of great information on there, listingsincharleston.com. So check that out when you get a chance. So let's keep going with these questions. And I'm going to shoot over to Alexander R. in Mount Pleasant. And he says, what should I do to prepare my house for sale? And I appreciate the fact that it's a somewhat broad question, because so many people take this either overboard or, frankly, they don't do enough. Maybe they don't feel like they need to do enough. They don't think that it's necessary to prepare their home for sale because the market is so hot, quote unquote. So I can give you a few examples here, because it's going to be different depending upon your house, your location, your price range, the demand for homes in your area, so on and so forth. But I can tell you what we do. So we walk into the house, and I'm looking at it through the eyes of a buyer and a buyer's agent. And I want to know, as I'm walking through that property, what do I believe would make this home show better? What do I perceive to be a repair that a buyer is going to look for? What are some of the renovations that could take place that other homes have that buyer is going to view when they're looking at comparison properties? And can I give them any advice that might just make the overall showing experience better for them? So I usually ask sellers to show me the property the way in which they would show it if they were selling it to a buyer, which is helpful. And so as we're going through the property, I'm talking with them about, hey, what's going on with, this repair here? And usually they're like, oh yeah, that's something that we're going to take care of. Or, the other question, of course, is, should we address that, or should we just kind of leave it? I don't know what to do. And so one of the ways around this is that anybody that lists their home with us, we do a free staging consultation. We have a professional designer and decorator come in, and we walk through every room of the house, the inside, the outside, and you walk away with a list of things that you not necessarily must do, but that we highly advise you to do. And then you have a secondary list of things that these are things you should do, and then these are things that you could do. So it's kind of in order from most important to least important. But the idea here is that you want to turn your home, as silly as it sounds, into a product. We get really used to living inside of our homes. And, a great example was a home that I was selling in West Ashley. It was beautiful, very nicely done, custom built home. And the owners loved Game of Thrones. They were obsessed with Game of Thrones. And so they literally arranged their family room so that they had a lazy boy station right in front of the TV, and they would binge watch Game of Thrones. So he had two lazy boys in the middle of this beautiful family room for he and his wife, with a coffee table between them, between the two chairs, and then other tables on the other side of the chair with lamps. And it was just their own makeshift movie theater in their family room. And clearly it wasn't the highest and best use for that room. So we had them rearrange everything, stage it, The home sold. Everything went very well, but it's just an example of the fact that you're going to get used to living in your house, and just because you live in your house a certain way does not mean that that is the best way to showcase all that your home has to offer. So we first talk about staging and decluttering and making sure that your home looks as attractive as possible, and then we differentiate between repairs and renovations. I am very much so a fan of repairs, not renovations. Frankly, very rarely have I seen somebody renovate their home to sell, in which case it sold for more money than they invested to try and sell it for more money, if that makes sense. In other words, they did not get $1 or more back on the renovation. And I'm not talking about like replacing carpet if it's old or ugly. I'm talking about, hey, should I renovate this kitchen? Should I rip everything down and put in new cabinetry and countertops and stainless steel appliances? No, I think that's a losing proposition more often than not. Again, it kind of depends, but I have a list of 90 things to do to sell your home for top dollar. It's a book that I wrote personally. It's based off of all of the appointments that I've been on, the 10,000 plus homes that I've walked through, and the advice that I've given, as well as the advice that I've received from other professionals, to put your home in the best light possible. So if that's something you'd like a copy of, feel free to text me, 843-345-1273. Text the word guide to 843-345-1273, and make sure you include your email address in there, and I'll send it right over to you. 90 things to do to sell your home for top dollar in any market. 843-345-1273. So I hope that helps, but really when it comes down to preparing your home for sale, my advice here, the best thing that I can tell you to do is call me first before you start doing a bunch of projects around the house. So many times sellers invite me over and they say, well, yeah, we didn't want to call you or bug you until it was ready to go on the market. And they have spent thousands and thousands of dollars that they didn't need to spend on things that are not going to make them more money, or that could have been spent in other areas to either help their home sell for more money or sell faster. It never hurts to have a conversation and formulate a game plan with an agent before you start writing checks or before you start breaking your back doing a bunch of work around your house. Now, obviously, there are going to be things that are obvious. If your paint is really scuffed up and it needs to be painted, and you have the paint and you're going to paint it, then that's fine. But if you have questions about, should I do this or should I not do this? Should I replace or refinish the flooring in my family room? Or should I just offer some sort of credit? Or should we just adjust the asking price accordingly? Those are all great questions to ask an agent before you start going through this entire process. Plus, here's the deal. We have contractors and handyman and electricians and plumbers and painters and all kinds of people that work for us almost every week. And so they give discounts. They give great service for our clients. And I can rely on the fact that job's going to get done. It's going to get done well, and it's going to get done in such a manner that it's not going to cost you an arm and a leg. Now, if you have a very detailed custom home, I'm not necessarily going to send in the least expensive option. We're going to make sure that we are conforming to the quality of your home in the form of the contract that we send to help you. But more often than not, people don't need a high-end builder to go and do a punch list for them to prepare their home for sale. And this is all based off of the pre-listing inspection that my team pays for. See, when you list your house with my team, we will pay for a free pre-listing home inspection. We'll have somebody come out, they'll do an inspection, and anything that's found that we deem necessary or worthy of repairing now, then I'll tell you what, it's much better to address those repairs now rather than wait for the buyer to find them, because, number one, we can control the cost. We know that if something is going to cost $1,500 to fix, and we have that in the form of a quote, but let's say you don't have $1,500 to fix it. Not everything that we do in terms of staging the home or having this staging company come through or having a an inspector come through to do a pre-listing home inspection, none of that means that you have the means financially to do anything about it, but information is power, and it can help us craft the right strategy. But again, the benefit here would be that if we know something is going to cost, let's say, $1,500 to repair, and we choose to do nothing about it, but at least we have the information, and then the buyer puts the home under contract, they get a home inspection, they submit to us a repair request, and they say, oh yeah, that's going to cost $4,500 to fix. Well, if we didn't have the information that says, no, it's not, it's going to cost $1,500. Here's the quote. I can't tell you the number of people that get the wool pulled over their eyes because they don't have information to rely on to help them throughout this process. And so when we talk about working with agents that can help sell your home for more money or in a shorter period of time, it's really because we know how to maximize your earnings. We know how to save you a little bit of money here and a little bit of money here and a little bit of money here. And it grows over time as your competence as a real estate agent grows and as the services that you offer extends. Not everybody has the ability to afford a massive marketing plan like we do, or the ability to pay for a pre-listing home inspection for somebody beforehand. In addition to the stager, in addition to the professional photography and videography, and the professional print material, everything that we do before it's even on the market. We're $1,000 in easy, even before it hits the market. And so you do all these things to prepare your home for sale. And so, again, if you want a copy of that guide, 843-345-1273 is my cell phone number. And just text the word guide and your email address to 843-345-1273. You can also visit my website, listingsincharleston.com. I believe it's on there. It's something I wrote a little over a year ago, but listingsincharleston.com. And so when we come back, and Alexander R. in Mount Pleasant, thank you for that question. I took a little time to answer it and hope that helps. But when we come back, Mona C. in Charleston has a question about selling her home for sale by owner. She's apparently about to rip her hair out, and I'm going to tell you more when we come back right here on the Brian Beatty Real Estate Show on the Big Talker, 1250 WTMA and WTMA.com.
Find Brian Beatty online at listingsincharleston.com. The Brian Beatty Real Estate Show continues next on the Big Talker, 1250 WTMA.